Merry March Madness, you jack wagons, and yes, I'm in full madness mode. Activate! This is Bring the Bracket Noise, presented by BetMGM. I am here for the next several minutes to answer all of your bracket needs. So if you have questions, the Midwest, West, South, or East regions, and some of those difficult to scroll on the line matchups in your bracket pool or your entries on BetMGM, do so right now. Oh, speaking, and I hear that lion roar off in the distance. So go up and sign up right now at BetMGM and use the promo code NOISE. That's NOISE 1000 for a $1,000 in bonus bet kickback if it loses when you do sign up. And also sign up now absolutely free for BetMGM's Perfect Bracket Challenge. If you don't miss a single game, you get 10,000 bucker, or no, not 10,000 buckers back. You win $10 million. Even better. 10 million for a perfect bracket. And most importantly, too, $100,000 to the winner of that challenge just straight up. So if you have the best sheet submitted at BetMGM, and you can play for free again, you could win 100 grand, and that'll certainly buy a lot of tequila, Mas tequila, here this Merry March Madness. So again, sign up today at BetMGM. Use that promo code NOISE1000 for the 1K in bonus bets kickback. If you get it wrong, and please sign up for their Perfect Bracket Challenge today, absolutely free at BetMGM for your chance to win $10 million. If you get the perfect bracket, even if you don't, you got a shot at 100,000 fat ones. All right, I'm going to be here for the next several minutes answering all of your various questions in regards to the NCAA tournament here in 2023. And if you have those, there are 3 different ways to get a hold of me via Facebook at Yahoo Noise, via the Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on YouTube on the Feed the Noise channel. So if you're consuming this hideous face and animated picture and sound, I am here to answer your various questions. If you're stuck on a certain matchup here on the left side, right side of the bracket, you're curious, my thoughts are on your home team and how far they're going to make it, who my Final Four is, who the national champion will be crowned in Houston. I am here to assist you over the next several minutes. And again, those 3 different ways right there at the bottom of your screen is the best way to get a hold of me. All right, so we're going to dive in here on a lot of this NCAA tournament action. And as you were loading up those questions, and I'm just going to leave this here in case you forget how to submit them. I've got 2 different brackets. If you've been following me on social media, I got the gut bracket, which is right here. I posted that immediately. This is the one I fill out promptly as soon as the field is set, as soon as this bracket surfaces online. I hit print. Smash that button, printer runs it off. I grab it and I just scroll because I've watched thousands of hours probably of college basketball going back. So when the season tipped off, on the aircraft carrier way back in November, Gonzaga and Michigan State, watched that game, and I've been watching pretty much everything, get my Corby Load mitts on ever since. So since that beginning, that humble beginning to now, and the madness commencing, I watch endless hours of college basketball. I study the numbers the best that I can, all the various numerics that are out there. No kidding, guys. I have, and I don't know if this is called handicapping or not. Again, I'm not a pro handicapper, though I'm up 95 units. We've been following the old spreadsheet at Noisy Huevos on Twitter this season. It's been quite profitable for your boy. I've been on a somewhat constant. There's been occasional lulls, and I may be out of gas heater for much of the year. And hopefully that's going to continue on during the NCAA tournament. But I've got notes, lots of notes, because I'm a nerd, and I write all this stuff down on all my scouting based on the numbers here and some of the advanced analytics from Bart Torvik and Ken Palm and Haslametrics and various sites that are out there, and just the eye test visuals as well of the teams that are in this year's NCAA tournament field. So I got thoughts on everything, lots of them. So please pick this idiotic mind or encyclopedic, and maybe not so much mind as well by submitting those questions at the bottom of your screen. I'm here to interact with you. Do you have comments? If you think my picks are dumb, yeah, I don't care. Interact with me however you want, either via Facebook, Twitch, or on YouTube. All right. As again, those are loading up, I'll give you some early thoughts on the playing games that are out there. I'm not going to focus so much on the mid-major darlings or low-major darlings, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, or SEMO. But looking at or Texas Southern in their match against Fairleigh Dickinson. I have to say that in that voice. It seems like, but there are a number of interesting games here. And of course, the play-ins are fascinating. Get an early taste of some of the action that's out there. My best bet on the board at BetMGM at minus numero dos. -2 is Mississippi State. And I think they're going to take down the Pittsburgh Panthers. Why? It is all about defense. And Mississippi State, one of the best clamp down defenses in college basketball, a unit that is top 20 in the country and on the year in effective field goal percentage defense. Now, they're a team that scoring can be a bit of a chore, and Pittsburgh's got decent guard play. But I think ultimately, Mississippi State at -2 is going to be the best early round game of the first four that is out there. And I think they're going to win another game as well. I think they not only beat Pittsburgh, but they knock off Iowa State in the round of 64. Since the first four was introduced in date there in 2011, only one time, just once, have we seen no first four teams win another game. Every other year, it's happened. Heck, we even seen a team make it the Final Four of the first four. Hello, VCU, during the Shaka Smart years back in the day. So anything is possible, to say the least, for the first four. And generally speaking, those teams always have an advantage because you get the nerves out of the way, the jitters out of the way, suppress those, get a lot of self-esteem, build confidence in your game by winning that first four matchup. Then you carry that over in the next game with a team that might be a little bit cooled off since they haven't played in a few days after getting bounced in their conference tournaments or winning them. You still have that cushion, those several days off to kind of stew about and, acquire some frigidness as a result. So I like Mississippi State to be that team to follow that trend of first four teams winning another game. The other first four matchup that we're going to get this week, again, as a lead up to the round of 64, and outside, again, those low major teams, Arizona State, Nevada. I've already posted on the spreadsheet. I put together a BetMGM, a one-game parlay in that affair. I took the Wolfpack up to +6.5, and I bet the under 142.5. Both these teams, Nevada and the Arizona State Sun Devils, are known for their defense. Arizona State has, they play clunky at times that I have watched, a little bit frenetic. A team that doesn't particularly shoot the ball outside all that well. Nevada a little bit smoother, and they got a 7-footer inside who should be able to do some damage in the post against an undersized Sun Devils team. So if there is one way to approach it, I think it is on the OGP market, taking the line up, taking the under 142.5, and then taking the Wolfpack up on the standard line from +2 to +6.5. They may ultimately lose this game. They could win it too, but I think it'll be by 6 points or fewer. It's +100 on that OGP at BetMGM. All right, questions are coming in fast and furious. With the first four out of the way, let's go ahead and get to some of your various inquiries that are out there. Let's start with J-Red. J-Red says, I can't believe North Carolina, Michigan declined the NIT. Yeah, it's huevosless, to be honest. North Carolina, first team in history to start season number 1 and not make the bracket. Why not play in the NIT? So what? You did not live up to the hype, Michigan and North Carolina. It was a humbling moment for you not to have your name called on Selection Sunday, but you didn't do enough. You don't deserve it. And to be honest with you, I think it's a missed opportunity for both these schools. And it's a spoiled opportunity for both the coaches, Juwan Howard and Hubert Davis, because you have young players on this roster that may not be getting a lot of minutes, but want to continuously play and improve their games. Why not do it in a baby version of the NCAA tournament and maybe catch fire, maybe make it to the Garden there in what turns into a pretty good environment there in the Final Four of the NIT. So I think it's, you know, a dumb move for Carolina and Michigan, both to say, hey, we're not going to go with the NIT. We're not going to try to improve the game of some of our younger players that are out there. Ho hum, suck it up and take the invite. So, J Red, I'm kind of with you. I can't believe they denied those invitations as well. John Redinger on the Facebook says, a long-time listener, first-time caller, I have Illinois winning against Arkansas. Good pick, sir. Okay, as you know, I have an Illinois banner right behind me. I attended said university. I live only like 10 minutes away from the campus, and I'm taking the Arkansas Razorbacks. I just did a lengthy podcast with my buddy Jeremy Werner from Illini Inquirer. And admittedly, I'm a diehard Illinois fan. I watch every single god-awful second of this team, the highs and the very lows of the University of Illinois this season. And here's what I come away with in this matchup. Numerically, and Jeremy described it perfectly when, he set up the question to me. It's like the Spider-Man meme. You, me. Hey, we're the same because the strengths of Illinois are the strengths of Arkansas. The weaknesses of Arkansas are the weaknesses of Illinois. This is going to be a slog between the Hogs and the Illini. I think Arkansas can play at a fast pace. They can play at a slower pace. They both cannot shoot the three worth a damn. They're north of 300 and 3-point percentage offense, both of them on the season. Both very good defensively around the rim. Coleman Hawkins is a fantastic rim protector. Dane Danger, though he's been rather, wildly erratic and inconsistent here down the stretch, is a big body guy who likes to challenge a lot of shots. Pretty good defender with his quick feet as well, given his size. And Arkansas really gets after you as well around the 10. And they have Nick Smith Jr., which I think is one of the big differences in this matchup because he can get buckets everywhere. He's going to make millions of dollars at the next level. He's probably going to be a future lottery pick maybe as soon as this upcoming NBA draft. He can beat you the baseline with a jump shot. He can attack the 10. He can beat you outside as well. So, even though both these teams can't shoot the three, they're very good around the basket. They attack it downhill. The biggest difference in my mind is the fact of who's playing better basketball right now. And it is certainly not Illinois. Illinois, according to Bart Torvik, in matchups since February 1st, number 82 in overall efficiency. You know what Arkansas is during that stretch? Number 24, top 25. It just does not bode well for the Illini right now. I'll be honest. I think the play in this game at BetMGM is the under 144.5. That to me is probably the strongest option on the board. Maybe Arkansas minus the 2.5, maybe OGP it, take that total up and then take the under and take Arkansas on the money line. That might be a smart approach and get, plus odds, get seduced by that juice. But gut bracket, analytical bracket, both out of this pea-sized head said, I'm fading the Illini. I'm going Arkansas, though I would love to see Illinois play against Bill Self in the round of 32. And I think everybody in Shampoo-Urbana feels the same way. Good stuff, John. J Red says, over under 4 upsets in the first round. I'll take the over on that. We got to qualify what an upset is. Like a 9 over an 8 ain't an upset. Really a 10 over a 7 ain't much of an upset either. We're talking a differential of at least 4 seeds. So start with the 6-11s on. I say over. Now, my gut bracket, I went under because the only ones that I have here are Charleston. Oh, Lord. And Kent State. So I only had 2 in that bracket. The analytical bracket, where I actually turned my brain on this morning. Still have Charleston. Still have Kent State, but took the Drake. Love the Drake. Hate the Drake. I kind of love the Drake. That's why the spread is so low right now at BetMGM against Miami. So that is 3. Do we have another? Oh, I guess I don't. So let me revise that. I'm taking the under on the first round upsets of 4. Again, using the definition and the parameter I set of a differential of 4. If you're counting a 10-7, I'm obviously over on that. Phoenix 1240 says, if Baylor faces Creighton and round numero dos, can you see the winner making a deep run off that win? Oh, what a quinky dink. So I think it's about to post or just posted at BallySports.com where I write things. I wrote an entire piece. I don't know, 2,000 words, something like that. But it's broken up. So it's easy to read, very segmented. But the lead is a full feature on the Creighton Blue Jays, a team that I have at BetMGM a 30-1 ticket out on to win the whole shebang. Now, I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. You can get Final Four odds as well, pretty good ones right now at BetMGM. I believe they're north of 1,000. Sweet 16 definitely in play for Creighton. The team's going to win a couple of games. And they're going to beat NC State, and I believe they're also going to beat the Baylor Bears, as Baylor is number 278 in road neutral matchups this season and effective field goal percentage defense, and that is their drag. That is what's going to lead to an early dismissal for Baylor. They just don't D up, or they're going to have to shoot lights out in order to be competitive every single game. Creighton is balanced. They have a tremendous starting 5. With Kalkbrenner at 7 feet tall, long, slender man who could really get buckets and challenge shots. He's averaging over 2 shot blocks per game. Gets on the glass and makes the opposition works around the 10. And then you look at the backcourt's also pretty good with Nembhard and Alexander. Shireman can hit a lot of long distance threes. Now, Creighton doesn't have a whole lot of depth, but on paper they're a team that is top 30 in adjusted offensive and defensive efficiency. And we've seen throughout, the history of the KenPom era, and specifically over the last 10 years, it's something around 55 to 56% of teams that are at least top 25 in both offensive and defense efficiency, they make it to the Final Four. So your odds are decent with the Creighton Blue Jays, and they're right there on that cusp of being top 25 in offensive and defensive efficiency. So, yeah, Baylor, I just don't see it. They got to shoot lights out steadily in order to win multiple games. But Creighton, I think, has the goods because they're very good defensively, and they have the offensive chops, too, to win multiple games overall. Should Texas have been a 1 seed from Phoenix 1240 following up? There was an argument there due to the plethora of quadrant 1 wins that they had, a strong strength of schedule as well. But here's the one thing we got to learn is that I think by Sunday, Selection Sunday, the committee has pretty much set the field, with the exception of they're waiting on who was going to win the Ivy League, but they already had that penciled in. Hey, Princeton's going to be a 15 seed. I think they were underseeded, by the way. And if Yale would have won, they probably would have been a 13. So they already had all those contingencies ironed out. Everything else was already solidified. It was rubber stamped. It was scrawled in cement. So I thought Texas, with Purdue winning and make it to the Big Ten final, ultimately led to their sealing of the deal on a number 2 seed, though there was an argument there to be a number 1 seed. But I didn't think the committee was going to put 2 Big 12 teams on the one line, and they did not. Hell, I thought Kansas was going to be the number 1 of number 1s. They had a gaudy quadrant 1 record, 17 quadrant 1 wins to 6 losses, and they weren't even the 1 or the 2. They were the 3, which I don't really understand, with Houston being the number 2 and then Alabama, of course, being the 1-on-1s. But that's all water under the bridge at this point. That's long in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. Hey, I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers. Yeah, great. You're a bot. Phoenix 1240 at Purdue faces Duke. Can Duke's size handle Edey? Yeah, they have this guy named Kyle Filipowski who's 7 feet. And yeah, he'll be giving up some size and a little bit of girth to Zach Edey. But the book is out on how you neutralize Purdue. You double team Edey. You force the kick out game. And you live and die by Purdue trying to beat you with the 3, which they haven't done all that well. And again, I've scouted every single game. I have the numbers to back it up. If you look at Purdue in road neutral contests this season, a team was, played okay, not extraordinarily well. Number 116 EFG offense and number 145 in EFG defense. And that last stat may surprise some people, but they're only shooting 31.6% from distance. That's it, from distance in those road neutral matchups. So, Brandon Newman and Lawyer and Gillis and all those guys, they, Smith can actually shoot the three decently. He's their best 3-point shooter they have, but the other guys are just unreliable. So, he can go out there and eat. He can get his 25 and 15. But are the other guys going to kill you? I say no, and I think Duke can definitely handle them. And I know Duke has become very trendy right now in the overall market. They are a team that I think everybody employed at ESPN has them advancing on the Final Four. Maybe they have to do that contractually. I have no idea. Like some residuals that Coach K enforced years ago. But Duke is playing its best basketball at the right time. They have climbed Kilimanjaro. They have planted their flag. And they're playing exceptional hoops. And the numbers really bear that out. Since February 14th, the Blue Devils are number 8 overall in college basketball, according to Bart Torvik's Advanced Analytics. That's combined offensive, defense efficiency, all that stuff. Specifically, they're 21 in EFG offense and 32 in EFG defense. And they're just rebounding the ball extraordinarily well. So they have a strong front court. They're playing, pretty good in the backcourt right now. Jeremy Roach has really stepped it up. I know Oral Roberts will be a really trendy 12 over 5 because of Max Abmas and the history with that program. But Duke is going to slow them down and just pow, 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 punch them in the mouth defensively. And they're playing well offensively as well. So I think Duke is really the team to beat, them and Marquette in that East region. Once again, I'm Brad Evans. I work for Bally Sports, and I've got columns and stuff posted there all the time. I also co-host Live on the Line, presented by BetMGM, which airs on the Bally Sports RSNs every Sunday through Friday. And we're going to actually have a special Saturday show as well, live from the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada, breaking down all of the NCAA tournament games, previewing them from a sports betting perspective. We already handicapped the entire left side of the bracket on the show today. We're going to do the other side tomorrow, all 16 games. Myself, Danny Klobuchar, Cameron Smith, offering our opinions, whether it's sides, totals, parlays, one-game parlays, whatever tickles our fancy. We're discussing it. So we'll preview the entire right side of the bracket tomorrow. So whether you're filling out a bracket for your office or just playing it game by game from a sports betting perspective, please tune in to the show at noon Eastern on BallySports.com, or you can watch the show and stream it at watchstadium.com/live. That's watchstadium.com/live. Again, there are 3 different ways you can get a hold of me at the bottom of your screen. I'm answering your bracket questions right now. And also, sign up at BetMGM. This is Bring the Bracket Noise. And if you sign up at BetMGM, use that promo code NOISE1000 for $1,000 in bonus bets. And you get that money back if you miss it, if you're a new signee. And also play the BetMGM Perfect Bracket Challenge. It's free. There is no excuse not to try it out. And if you have a perfect bracket, 10 million big ones, $10 million in your pockets. And most importantly, I think what's more realistic, the 10 million sounds great. You get $100,000 if you have the top bracket in the competition, and it's free to play. So why not fill it out? Even if you don't know jack nor squat about college basketball, fill it out. I remember during my Yahoo days, back I think in 2008, 2009, I interviewed a librarian from Oregon who had won the pool, the Yahoo Tourney Pick'em the year before. How did she win it? She picked dog mascots, and that was the year UConn won it. So she won it because she took dog mascots and masculine mascots in general. So it was all mascot name. She didn't know anything about college basketball, but she got it right because of the mascots. I look like an idiot. She looked like a smarty pants. She made some money, and you could do the same, whether you know jack or something squat about college hoops. Go play the perfect bracket challenge right now at BetMGM. Sign up for free. Do it today. And also use that promo code NOISE1000 for $1,000 in bonus bet action that you could get back if it does not hit. And back to your questions right now here on this AMA. And I'm going to put that reminder back up there for those of you who are just now joining the broadcast. Let's go to Jonathan Haley. Jonathan says, I'm curious why you were leaning towards Charleston over San Diego State in round one. I thought the Aztecs looked really good all year in a tough conference. Yeah, and I love the Mountain West. I've watched a lot of Mountain West basketball. Can you dive into that game a little bit? Here is the reason why. Well, it's a classic 12 over 5 game, and we've seen that happen 12s over 5s and the round of 64, around 34% of the time since 1985. So it's not unfounded. It's not baseless that we see those matchups, and that's why they're very trendy. Here's why I like Charleston. They're an experienced and honestly a pretty deep team. You know, they won 30 plus games for a reason. A team at a road neutral contest. Yeah, they're number 125 in EFG offense, but they're shooting over 50% from 2, 33.5% from 3. And it's like 46% of their shots are coming from distance. So if they catch fire from outside, it's game, it's set, it's match against San Diego State. And not only that, too, Charleston's one of the better defensive teams at the mid-major level. They're number 20 in the country in EFG percentage defense, giving up 48.8% inside the arc and just 28.1% outside of it. They like to speed you up. So if they do that before the San Diego State defense sets, they're going to have an advantage. They really are. Experienced team, very good team. I like the Aztecs quite a bit, but number 259 in EFG offense, there are question marks about can they score consistently. Very good defensively. They are number 10 in EFG defense and number 10 in the country, I should say, and adjusted defensive efficiency, number 58 in EFG defense, getting up 51.2% inside the arc and 30.1% outside of it. Again, advantage Charleston here. I really like them plus a 5.5 at BetMGM. And I did sprinkle a little action on the money line. And both in the gut bracket and the analytical bracket, I did take Charleston to win a couple of games. You're going to get surprises. They're going to spring up somewhere. And that's why I'm riding with the Cougars because their experience, their depth, their big man beat you inside, beat you outside. And they're a very good defensive team. So hope that helps, Jonathan. Mark says, who do you have coming out of the South region? Out of the South region, I got Alabama. And I know it's chalky, and people are going to call me out on that, but they're the team to beat. And I think this is going to be the chalkiest region outside of Charleston of all of them that are out there. I do have Utah State in a 10 over 7 matchup against Mizzou. But I have Alabama in the Sweet 16. I got Charleston in the Sweet 16. So that's where the chalk does not prevail. I've got Creighton in a 6 over 3 beating Baylor, making the Sweet 16. I have Arizona, and then the 1-2, that's Alabama, Arizona in the Elite 8, with Bama winning. Arizona is actually a pretty good matchup for Bama in that Arizona will run with them, and they will push the pace. And, control chaos, again, is the best way I've described Alabama all season long. They really get after you on the interior. They're number 1 in the country, effective field goal percentage defense. They bombard you from outside. Quinterly and friends there can really light it up there. And, I know all the controversy that's, swirled around this team in light of, what occurred horrifically off the court and, the ripple effects that have impacted Nate Oates, that obviously have impacted Brandon Miller. But, Miller's not suspended and he's playing. And man, that even though that dark cloud is still hanging over Tuscaloosa right now, this team is still playing at a high level. They just won the auto berth in the SC tournament. And, they seem to have weathered a storm of sorts. And, I think they're still playing at an exceptionally high level, and they are the team to beat because they're so good defensively and so unique in terms of their style of play. Though Arizona will run with them, I just don't think Arizona has the consistency defensively to hang with Alabama in an Elite Eight matchup. So, Mark, good question. That's who I'm going with out of the South. Back to Phoenix, 1240. Is Utah State versus Missouri the best first round matchup? That's a damn good one. Arkansas, Illinois is also a good one. I think Northwestern, Boise State will be a nail biter. Indiana, Kent State is another one that's very high on my list. You can see an upset there, 13-4. Kent State is playing phenomenal basketball right now. They were number 1 in 7 different defensive categories in MAC play this year. So, yeah, I think this game is going to be really high scoring. If you like it NBA style, if that pumps the blood a little bit for you, this is the game for you because both these teams played a brisk pace. Mizzou is like number 314, though, when EFG defense and road neutral games. Utah State play much better. They're top 25 in that regard. And as a result, because they actually are willing to defend people, I would take the Aggies in Utah State. I'd lay the chalk here, -1.5. But honestly, the smartest wager bet MGM may be on the over in that matchup. Phoenix Soul 40 says, most important question. If Kansas plays Illinois, will you and Lundy be friends that day? Okay, so the backstory for those of you that are unfamiliar, if you're not a subscriber to the Fade 5 podcast, you should be. Go check it out right now. The YouTube page on Fade the Noise. We'll have a new episode tomorrow. Lundy's wife, my podcast partner, his wife is a diehard Kansas fan. I mean, diehard. She lives and certainly expires with Kansas basketball. She's playing with house money right now. I'm glad Bill Self's going to be all right. He's going to go out there and coach after having the stent put on his heart. That was reported this morning. But if Kansas and Illinois, meet up, I think Champaign may just implode. There's, still a lot of love for Self around here, a bitterness that's harbored with some of the older fans at attendance during his days at Illinois and leaving this job for KU. But, man, it would be something. And I tell you what, Illinois actually matches up, I think, better with them than they do with Arkansas. So if this matchup were to come to fruition, I think the Illini are going to push them a limit. I really do. If they can hit some stinking shots and if Illinois' guards and Jay Nebbs can get back to what he was before his rough and rugged concussion. So, yeah, the world could end in Champaign if those teams do meet up. I'm answering your questions. Submit them. If you're filling out your bracket, if you're curious about a team, if you have a hot bet that you want to share with the audience, whether it's a side, whether it is a parlay, whether it's an OGP, whether it's a total, I want to hear it. Bring the noise here on this broadcast, and I'll give you an opinion on it. And there's 3 different ways to get a hold of me. Facebook at Yahoo Noise, on Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on YouTube on the Fade the Noise channel. Also, Jack Wagons. Go sign up at BetMGM. Here are the couple of promotions. Number 1, Noise 1000. And use that promo code when you sign up or you download the BetMGM Sports app on iOS or on Android at BetMGM.com. You place your first wager and you receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if it loses. That's right. With that promo code NOISE1000 for new users. If the bet does lose, your bonus bets will be available once a wager is settled. So that's how that promotion works. The other massive promotion, and this is no excuse because it's absolutely free, is a $10 million with the perfect bracket challenge at BetMGM with $100,000 going to first place. Here's how you enter that. It's 3 easy steps. Step number 1, register for a BetMGM sports account or log into your existing account. Number 2, numero dos, participate in the $10 million bracket challenge free to play game. Again, free to play. That's the key words there. Using your BetMGM login. And number 3, create your free bracket. If it's perfect, you don't miss a single game, that's $10 million in your pocket. And still there's $100,000 guaranteed for the player or players that predict the most correct selections through the entire tournament. So go sign up right now at betmgm.com. Adrock says, do you think Miami or Indiana will make the Sweet 16? Good hedge opportunity. Miami plus 190. Indiana plus 142. I actually have both these teams losing in the analytical bracket. I have Drake, believe it or not, in the Sweet 16. I have Kent State winning in both my gut and analytical brackets over Indiana. It was a worst possible matchup for the Hoosiers, in my opinion, though Jackson Davis has been brilliant this season. Hochefino's been great, but will Galloway step up? Will some of those, Race Thompson, some of those complimentary guys outside the big two rise to the occasion? Kent State, number one in 7 different defensive categories in the MAC. They're playing outstanding basketball. Julian Edelman's going to be rooting for him. I hear he was what? The Verizon pitchman? I think that's all he's known for. And then Antonio Gates, of course, played at Kent State as well, played on the basketball team that was an Elite 8 team back in the day. So I'm going to go with Kent State. And if there is one of these two teams that goes a little bit deeper, I think it's Miami because of their guards. They have an exceptional backcourt. Wong is a tremendous player. Miller has really stepped up at times. Swing forward, they could be inside, outside. And Miami is better than you think defensively, too. Road neutral games, I think they're like top 70 in EFG defense right now. And the offense is dynamite. It is electric. So, there is one team that has a little bit more punch, a little bit more firepower. It's the Miami Hurricanes. I would take them further than Indiana, especially at plus 190. Get seduced by that juice there, Adrock. Ryan says, Bama, the team to beat. Yeah, my opinion. Houston, Texas showdown, the Elite 8. Who comes out of the West? 4 to 5 good teams in there. Cheers. Yeah, the West is murderer's row, man. It's the toughest region, bar none. I got UConn in one bracket, UCLA in the other. But with Bona out for UCLA, also with Jalen Clark out as the best defender in the nation out for UCLA, I think that's going to play a factor the deeper they get into the tournament and face some stiffer teams. UConn has been an analytics darling all stinking year long. They just have underachieved until recently. They've ripped off like wins in 9 of the last 10, I believe. And they're a team that is still performing, at least numerically, at a very high rate. I love Sonogo. I like the backcourt. They got some guys that contribute off the bench as well. They righted the ship. They had that lull in January when you want to have a lull, and they figured it out. And you look at UConn, they are number 3 since Valentine's Day, according to Bart Torvik and all their advanced analytics. Number 27 EFG offense, number 39 EFG defense. They're getting a second chance opportunity. Absurd. 44.4% of the time. I like this team a lot. I think they're a Final Four dark horse. That's worth a futures ticket right now. BetMGM if you want to get on that action with UConn. And then Bama to me is a team to beat. I got them picked in my gut bracket to win the whole thing, and I got them picked to win the analytical bracket to win a whole enchilada as well. And if Houston and Texas do meet, I would take Texas. I don't think Houston's going to get there. I worry about Sasser's health. And if Texas and Houston match up, I would give the advantage to Hook 'em Horns there. And Mr. Matthew McConaughey, all right. He'll be playing the bongos naked, guaranteed, if Texas does make it to the Final Four, which I believe they will. All right, guys, I am just about out of time here. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember, go sign up at BetMGM right now. Use that promo code NOISE1000 for your $1,000 back in bonus bets, even if it doesn't hit. And also sign up for free at the BetMGM Perfect Bracket Challenge. Your, again, free chance to win $10 million. Hell, it's $100,000. That'll go a long way for the perfect, not perfect, just the number one bracket in that challenge. Go sign up at BetMGM today. Though you got to sign up for an account there, which is really easy to do. And then you're in on that free to play game. Go play at BetMGM. Watch live online tomorrow at noon Eastern as we're going to preview another 16 games in the NCAA tournament. Good luck in your brackets. Merry March Madness to you and yours. Until next time, adios, amigos.